Listen, folk have got to be taught how to lose and how to handle rejection. Okay? A lot of the conversations that we have in the black community in regards to love, relationships, gender wars, etc., is refueled by people who were not taught how to appropriately and in a healthy manner handle rejection and loss. Okay? You cannot learn how to win or even be taught how to win if you have not been taught how to lose. Okay? And how to lose with grace. Being a millennial, we come from an era where we were given participation trophies. Okay, all we had to do was show up. We didn't have to have ability. We didn't have to have skill. We didn't have to have nothing. Okay, it didn't matter if you placed first, second, or third. As long as you tried, you received something. Okay, and so in these conversations about like dating and shit like that, it amazes me how many people are mad that they did not get picked or selected because they tried. And I blame the participation trophies. Now, me, I'm a parent. Okay, I have two sons. I have three daughters, and I literally have one that's getting ready to go off to college. Okay, he done had his little jobs, been working and stuff since he was 16 years old. Okay, he was working at Little Caesars, ended up losing his job because they was splitting a pizza. They decided to eat a pizza. They weren't supposed to be eating that dang pizza, so he got let go. Right, so I had to teach him, one, how to deal with the consequences of his own actions. Okay, and two, how to deal with a situation that popped up and happened that he wasn't really ready for. Okay, and then he had to go and try to get another job. Okay, so he had to put in a whole bunch of applications. It took a little bit of time, etc., etc. Some of them, he went on some interviews. Some of them decided to choose another applicant instead of him. And we had to have conversations about that too, right? Because of course he would be bummed out, he would be upset, he'd be sad, oh no, I didn't get it and I really wanted to get that, and da 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 da. And I said, you don't get everything you want sometimes in life. Okay, sometimes in life people gonna tell you no. Sometimes in life people gonna choose somebody else over you. Okay, I said you can't get caught up in the reasons of why they chose who they chose, right? Oh, well, maybe they chose this other person because I'm black, or I'm short, or I'm a teenager, or this or that. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is they gave you to know. They gave you to know what you're gonna do next. What's your next move? Okay, and he continued forward, continued putting out applications, etc., etc., until he got another job. I had the same conversation with him in that similar way in regards to girls and women in dating. Okay, not every time you shoot your shot gonna be successful. Okay, sometimes you gonna shoot your shot. You like the girl, you think the girl pretty. Sometimes the girl just ain't into you for whatever reason. I say you can't get caught up in the reason or why. Okay, if you say, hey, you know, mama, let me holler at you, and she say, oh no, I don't want to holler at you. Okay, what's your next move? He said, I'm gonna say, okay, well, have a good day, and then I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm gonna shoot my shot at somebody else that I see. I said, exactly. I said, and what if that don't work? He said, then I just shoot my shot at somebody else that I see. I said, exactly. Right? I said, just like when you were sitting up there and you was trying to get a job, you had to put in all them applications, you had to go on all them interviews and people told you no, stuff like that. I said, because Taco Bell decided to hire somebody else instead of you, are you going to decide you don't want to eat at Taco Bell no more? He said, no. I said, just because Taco Bell decided they wanted to go with somebody else and hire somebody else instead of you, you going to burn down Taco Bell? He said, no. I said, just because Taco Bell decided they want to go with another applicant over you, you going to stop eating at all fast foods? You going to say, fuck Taco Bell, fuck Wendy's, fuck McDonald's? He said, no. I said, okay, it's the same thing when you out here dealing with these women. Okay, you don't, I said, you get rejected, you get rejected by one or two black women. You don't turn around and say, fuck black women. I said, I won't see you up here on no damn podcast talk about black women don't like black men because you got your feelings hurt by two of them. Okay, I said, what you gonna do? Dust yourself off and keep it moving. Because just like that job might not have been for you, even though you wanted it, there might have been a better job for you and you ended up getting one. Same thing with that. Maybe that one the woman for you. Maybe that one the one that was for you, and there was another one out here that actually might be for you. It is what it is. I said, and you don't get stuff. I said, just because you tried doesn't mean it's gonna be a yes, right? So just because you tried to get this job and this job told you no, okay, don't mean the job did something wrong. Hey, they told you no. Just because a woman told you no, don't mean the woman did something wrong. Hey, she told you no, right? Got to teach people how to lose with grace, with grace. And it's so funny because I've been teaching my boys this for a long time, and I always get compliments. I get compliments from teachers, their school principals, their coaches. They be like, they got a good attitude and a good mindset and a good mind frame of how they look at things and how they handle things. If they lose, my son, his football team lost. He immediately sprung into action. The other kids was throwing helmets, they kicking stuff, da da da. He immediately sprung into action, started consoling the team. It's okay. Hey, you had a good pass. Hey, you caught that ball. It's okay. We gonna get him next time. It's all right. We gonna get back in the gym. We gonna watch the footage. We gonna do what we had to do. But overall, y'all had a good game. We just didn't win this one, right? The coach said, man, I was sitting up there, I was looking at your son. I said, look at him. He took leadership, got everybody together, got everybody mind right. One of the youngest players on the team. He's a ninth grader playing on dang varsity. Okay. He got everybody together. Hey, it's okay. It is what it is. Hey, you know? Next time, though. Next time, we got to keep trying. If we stop, we'll never win the next one. He said, if we take this attitude into the next game, we won't win that one. We got to get our mind right. Right? And so that's why it's important to teach these young women, these young men how to lose. How to lose. If somebody break up with these young women, they shouldn't be busting windows out of cars and stuff and stalking folk and doing weird shit. Teach them how to lose. Teach them how to lose. Teach them how to lose and move on. Teach these young men how to lose and move on. Okay? All right. And also, as I tell my kids, right, and I tell anybody else, it's okay. Rejection hurts. Rejection hurts. Being told no and want something real bad and not getting it, it hurt. It hurt. I done been in here with my sons, cried out, let it out. But this cannot stop you from moving forward. You lost. You got to hold the L. You got to hold the L. You tried your best. You tried your hardest. Understandable. I seen it. You did this. You did that. But maybe it just wasn't for you. Okay? Teach them how to lose with grace. Teach them how to feel it. Feel that hurt, but not get stuck in that hurt.